Hey, greetings, Dwayne. We just finished up week number 111. And I'm going to run through that with you real quick. Now, you'll find all these results all over our website. You'll find them on our daily recaps. You'll find them on the daily radio show. You'll find them on Facebook. You'll find them on Twitter. Any place you look, you'll find them. But I just wanted to do a really quick, concise video to give you an idea of what happened last week. It's Saturday night, September the 19th, 2020, getting ready for the Sunday night Globex Open. Globex opens every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. That is the beginning of the Monday session. Now, the week we just finished, week 110, if you recall, I made a video just like this last Saturday night, and I invited you to become a passport holder. I also introduced you to our new weekly pricing that because of the pandemic, the economic hardship that everyone seems to be experiencing, except perhaps traders, they seem to be doing pretty good. Week 110, we had 66 alerts, 51 actionable. Out of the 51 actionable, 9 of them were stopped out. So that's 18% stopped out based on not risking more than $300 per contract per trade. After I posted that, I opened the channel for business. The channel opens 6 p.m. Sunday night, every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. And our very first trade coming out of the gate last Sunday night was to be long. B means buy. T means initial target. WTZ means weekly trading zone. These little numbers in the bracket, that represents what the swing high was on the move if it was a long trade, or what the swing low was if it was a short trade. Now, in the short trades, it'll say S instead of B. Buy, sell, initial target. And then when you see PR, PS, that's potential resistance. You'll see those on long trades. And then PS, you'll see those on potential short trades. Like that. Okay? So, 6 p.m., the bell rang, except there really is no bell on Sunday night. I always ring mine because I can. But the markets are open. People are trading, not your typical Wall Street traders. Very few traders even understand futures and how they work because they think they're really complicated. They think 80% of all futures orders expire worthless. That's just not true. They're thinking about options, which is pretty complicated. But there's a host of benefits that comes from trading Emini Futures, one being you can trade around the clock, and that's what we do. We open for business Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're pushing alerts out to you and the channel as opportunity presents itself right up until Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. So the first alert that came out, now on my computer, you're going to see Pacific time because I'm on Pacific time, and that's how Telegram works. If you're on the East Coast, your Telegram is going to show East Coast. Okay. The first alert, number 5,178, start of week 111, was to buy the S&P 500 Emini future with a final target of 33.49. So from 45 to 49, that's 4 points. The S&P pays $50 a point. That's $200 per contract traded. Now, if you had just joined last weekend and you spent your $97 for the week and you took the first trade, well, if you had a bell, you probably rang it too, because you were at better than break even. You were actually, you'd paid for the week and you'd paid for the following week. Okay, but we're not going to stop there. The Sunday nights can be very good nights. We had a short gap fill trade that never triggered. In other words, the entry price was never touched. Price went the other direction. So little Z's means it went to sleep on us, never triggered. Then we had a long on the Dow, and the Dow The entry was 27,680. The swing high was 27,870. If you took this trade and you only traded one contract, that was worth $450 per contract traded. Now, most methodologies and strategies take quite a while to learn. Even though our methodology is pretty simple, it's going to take you a few weeks, a month or so to really get your arms around it and make sure that you understand all the little nuances. And there's only a few nuances, and they are little because, again, our methodology is incredibly simple. Okay? But I'm not talking to you tonight about training you how to find the alerts. I'm just talking to you about having these alerts served up on a platter so that you can trade them. When your computer, your phone, or your tablet makes that telegram sound, dee-dee-dee, you simply go open your platform, look at the chart, check your market structure, place the trade, and then let the market do its work. And then you exit at the target, okay? All right, so the first trade is good for $200 per contract traded. The second trade, the Dow, was good for $450 per contract traded. Then we had a no trigger, and a no trigger. Now, you can pause this video at any time and go look at your own charts, okay? Just make sure I'm not pulling your leg or anything. The next one was to be long, the NQ at 111.60. The swing high was 111.80. That's worth $400 per contract traded. Next was to be short crude oil. That was worth $100 per contract traded. We had a no trigger on gold and no trigger on silver. So that was all Sunday night. Now we roll into Monday morning, and we got along on the NQ. That was good for $600 per contract traded. Now, please understand, if you're new with us, this isn't about us showing you a chart with some indicators on it, and we go, okay, if you had entered here and then got out over here, see how much money you'd have made? No. We don't do business that way. We would never insult your intelligence that way. No, we send you the alert ahead of time, well ahead of time before the actual trigger, so that you have an opportunity to get to your computer, get your platform open, look at the chart, assess the situation, and make sure that it is a trade that you want to partake in. Okay? If you chose to partake in this one trade and you only traded one contract, that was worth $600 per contract. Next was a long or a buy on the S&P. I guess I forgot to note that one. This one went from 84 up to 87. Okay, that's 3 points, $50 a point, $150 per contract traded. Next was a long on the Dow. That was worth $95 per contract traded. This Russell got stopped out. Now, on these alerts, we do not want to risk more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible. And I do teach all of our traders a 3-step methodology using market structure that shows you exactly where to put your stop loss. And if you can't find a place to put the stop loss based on what the chart tells you, then you just pass on that alert and wait for it to re-trigger. Most of these alerts will trigger multiple times during the session. So that's why I put here, it's a stop out, so the max loss would be $300 per contract traded. Then here's a long on crude. That was good for $200 per contract traded. Here's gold. That one was good for $700 per contract traded. From the entry to the exit signal. Next was a long on silver. That was good for $400 per contract. Here's a stop out on the S&P. Again, max loss, $300 per contract. Here's a long on the S&P. Paid $62.50 per contract. This was a mistake I made, but once I put something in the channel, I don't delete it. I just mark it out, duplicate, make sure you know I'm playing straight with you. All right, S&P, long at 34.12, worth $100 per contract traded. Gold, short 1958, it's worth $80 per contract traded. We're up now to alert number 5,200. This is over the last 111 weeks. It was to be short silver, dropped $100 per contract. Here's the Russell, to be long 1552, $100 per contract. On the NQ, long was worth $200 per contract traded. S&P long 33.99, $100 per contract. No trigger, no trigger. Now here's a long on the Dow. That was good for $300 per contract traded. Here is a long on crude, good for $170 per contract. Here's a long on the Russell, good for $350 per contract traded. No trigger, no trigger. And then we have a short on gold at 1970. Bottom line, $190 per contract traded. Next was the S&P, a short. That was good for $100 per contract. Here's a short on the Dow. That was good for $365 per contract. This is a short on gold. It's good for $220 per contract traded. NQ, short at 11,215, $660 per contract traded. Now, if you're brand new to futures, there's two ways to approach this. You can try to get more points every day, or you can determine what is a reasonable expectation for you. In other words, what number of points can you average on a daily basis consistently? Quite frankly, most of our traders pick 2 points because of what I'm going to tell you next. After you trade that one contract for a while, our blueprint's going to tell you it's time to increase your trade size to 2 contracts. So now just those same 2 points are worth $200. By the time you've earned the right to trade 10 contracts, the same 2 points are worth $1,000. Okay? So this move in the NQ, which was good for $660 per contract, once you've earned the right to trade 10 contracts, it's a $6,000 move. Here's a no trigger on the Russell, a long on crude, good for $140. Here's a short on the S&P. Now that was good for $1,000 per contract traded. For the 10 contract trader, it's a $10,000 move. Now again, I know this all sounds like too good to be true. Come on, whose leg are you trying to pull? Come talk to our traders. Go into the discussion group. Hey, did this guy really put these trades out before they triggered? And well, they'll tell you, yeah, because that's true. We're very transparent with everything that we do. In the live training room, when we put on and take off trades, we do it right in front of you. And in the alert channel, we send you the alert with the entry, with the stop, with the additional targets, with all the information you need, well ahead of the alert actually triggering. Now, you should never feel obligated to trade an alert just because it's an alert. I want you to go to the chart. I want you to check the market structure, because my goal is over time, you're going to learn how to do this yourself without my help. But I know that right now, people are scrambling money-wise. That's why we've made such an incredibly affordable offer, allowing someone to come in for just $97 a week. But along with money being tight, time is tight for a lot of people trying to juggle a couple different 3 part-time jobs. So a lot of people say, man, I'd love to become a trader. I've always wanted to be a trader, but I don't have the time to learn. Here's the good news. When you become a passport holder, we feed you this steady diet around the clock, from Sunday night to Friday afternoon, of these type of trade alerts. This is everything that happened last week that I'm going through with you. Okay. Now, of course, you got to sleep some hours of the day. You got to work some hours of the day. You trade when you can. And you keep in mind that these alerts, most days, trigger multiple times. And this is only one of our alert services. We have another called the Concierge Trade Alerts I'll do on a different video. We also recap every alert we publish. Every day at 12 noon, we stream it live from our website. We stream it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all over the internet. Okay. So day by day, you know exactly where everything stands. So this short on the S&P was good for $1,000 per contract. This Dow was a short, $820 per contract traded. For the 5 contract trader, it's $4,000. Here's a short on the Russell, $350 per contract. Here's a short on the NQ, $1,100 per contract traded. Crude, short, stopped out. Max loss per contract, $300, because we simply don't risk more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, based on the 3-step method I teach you. All right, as we roll into September 17th, here's a short on the Dow. Okay, I haven't tallied that one up. Or I skipped that one. I could stop and do the math, but you do the math. You do the math, okay? The entry was 635 and it dropped to 606. So it's basically 30 points at $5 a point. It's roughly $150 per contract traded. That's how you do the math. Here is a short on the S&P, dropped $200 per contract. Russell stopped out, $300 max loss. NQ, short, $1,160 per contract traded. Silver, long, $75 per contract traded. No trigger. S&P, long, $87.50 per contract. No trigger, no trigger. Silver, this is a long, $650 per contract traded. There's a long on the S&P, good for $150 per contract traded. Stop out on the S&P, max $300 loss. And this would be a long on the Dow, ran up $190 per contract traded. Russell ran up $350 per contract traded. No trigger. Crude oil, long 41.40, was worth $90 per contract traded. Gold, long at 1965. We had a swing high of 68.20. $320 per contract trade. Okay. Now we're into the 18th, Friday. I actually put these alerts out live on the show. To be short, 33.13 down to 33.11, down to 32.98. And on just the first move, it was good for $150 per contract traded. Then on the NQ, live on air. I mean, every alert's live because they're going out live in real time in the Telegram channel. This just happened to be during when we were doing the afternoon broadcast. So this short on the NQ was good for $400 per contract traded. Here's a silver to be short, 27.01. And these are ones I did at the end of the day. So you go in and you do the math on these, okay? If you're selling it at 27.01 and price, go look and see what the swing high or the swing low is, right? Do the math. Here's the S&P, 32.90. Initial target, 32.88, 32.83. 3274. Final target, 3267/3268. Okay. You go, you see where that swing low was. You do the math, $50 a point. I think it'll even be more meaningful for you. This one I know did trigger. It's 2 points in the S&P, $100 per contract traded. And these were all done right at the end of the day. From 21 down to 16, that would be a 5-point move. At $50 a point, it's $250 per contract traded. Okay. Now, when I did the recap on the radio show on Friday, as of 12 noon, and we had more come in the afternoon, we had 61 alerts, 44 actionable, 5 were stopped out. So only 11% were stopped out last week. Now that's unusual because what we average on a weekly basis is about 20%. So let me just say it again. If you've always wanted to learn how to trade, if you've dreamed of being a trader, you know that you were literally born to trade, well, now it can happen. And you can keep the day job. Okay, just go to this page right here, EminiFuturesTrading.com. Okay. There'll be videos, recaps of previous days, stuff like I just did. Whatever market you want to trade, S&P, Dow, Russell, NQ, Crude, Gold, Euro, soybeans, more. Whatever time frame, there are no magical time frames. So if you fancy the 5-minute, that's okay. 30-minute, hourly, daily tick. We trade around the clock from Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, till Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. So wherever you're at on the blue marble, there are alerts for you. Okay? And these are just previous little videos, what happened last night. Scroll on down. I forget which day it was, but you'll see, the date stamps on here. It was one day last week. Watch this. Whatever happened here happened to our traders simply because we sent them an alert that told them where to get in, where to take profit. Don't give up on yourself. We're not going to give up on you. Okay. This big video covers the last 110 weeks, or we talk about the last 110 weeks. So a lifetime passport's $5,000. Right now, money's tight, so doing our bit to help, you can become a full-fledged passport holder on a weekly basis, $97 a week. Of all those profitable trades that we went through, I think you could see that 1 or 2 of those would have more than paid for your weekly subscription. And if you want to learn how to trade, we teach you that in conjunction. I want to get the alerts into your hands. I want to see you trading them in the simulator. I want you to prove to yourself that you can be consistently profitable. And then we will train you to whatever degree you want to be trained. We do 2 hours of classroom instruction every day. If you have a day job, you can't show up, that's okay. We got videos. But when you can be there live, be there live. Anytime you want to book a one-on-one mentoring session, you can do that. It's all included for $97 a week. When the day comes that you say, hey, wait a minute, I'm making good money here, but I don't want to send these guys $100 a week for the rest of my life, get a hold of Valerie and then just upgrade to the lifetime passport. Okay. Everything you need to know is on this page. I'm going to be adding more recaps and whatnot to this page over the weekend. Check it all out. If you have any questions, you can email support@cfrn.net. You can call us at 949-42-EMINI. And then whatever we can do to help you reach your dream of becoming someone who trades for a living, we're here to do it. Just point your browser to EminiFuturesTrading.com and stay tuned to this channel because I got another video coming out here in a couple hours. All right. Thanks for tuning in.